The message arrived at 7:14 p.m. "We've chosen to sever all contact. Stay away forever." Her sister's words. Cold, final. Signed by the entire family as if they had rehearsed it. My wife read it beside me. Her expression didn't change. Instead, she let out a short breath, almost a laugh, and said, "Good. Good." Strange word to assign to exile. I stared at the screen, feeling the room tilt slightly, like the ground had shifted beneath me while everyone else pretended nothing happened. The evening light dimmed, turning the kitchen shadows long and sharp. A few hours earlier, she had thrown my birthday cake onto the floor. A full cake, homemade icing, my name written on it. Then she pointed at the mess dripping across the tiles and said, "Eat it off the ground." Everyone laughed. Her sisters, her cousins, even her mother wiped a tear of laughter from her eye. I didn't move. I didn't speak. I felt something inside me freeze so completely that even my pulse seemed to quiet in my ears. Later that night, as the house fell silent, my wife came into the bedroom, pulled the blanket over her shoulders, and faced the wall. As if nothing had happened. As if I had become the kind of man people could humiliate casually and forget within minutes. My phone buzzed once more with her sister's final confirmation. Stay away forever. I typed 4 words. Removing my name tomorrow. Loans, mortgages, cars, the credit lines they used like a bloodstream. By midnight, the group chat exploded. 100 missed calls, voice notes filled with panic. I didn't respond. Somewhere beneath all the chaos, a thought surfaced. Soft, controlled, terrifying in its clarity. This wasn't new. This was the moment I finally stopped pretending. It started months before the cake hit the floor. Small things, quiet things. A whisper that fell silent when I walked into the room. Her phone turning face down more often. Her sudden interest in staying out late with family. Her constant irritation when I asked simple questions like, "How was your day?" But the real shift happened the night I overheard her laughing on the balcony. A soft, intimate laugh, the kind she hadn't used with me in years. She said, "He'll never know." The words slid under my skin like a blade made of ice. I didn't confront her. Confrontation gives the guilty too much power. I just listened, watched, collected details the way a surgeon collects organs. Precise, emotionless. She started dressing differently. Then came the secret late-night calls. The sudden need to help her sister with wedding planning, despite no wedding being planned. My instinct whispered betrayal, but I pushed it aside. Until the birthday party. That cake was the unveiling. Not the humiliation. That was nothing. It was the delight in her eyes as she threw it. The pleasure. It told me everything I needed to know. Her cruelty wasn't an accident. It was the final symptom of whatever she had been hiding. Something inside me hardened into stone. And when she joined them, her family, in laughing at me, I understood. I was not living with a partner. I was living inside a performance I hadn't realized I was cast in. I began my investigation quietly. First, her phone records. Numbers that didn't belong to friends. Numbers saved under fake names. Late-night conversations, some lasting hours. Second, bank statements. Withdrawals for things she never brought home. Payments made to a hotel 20 minutes away. Third, her laptop, a hidden folder, clumsily disguised. Inside, screenshots, messages, photos. Most damningly, a conversation with her sister. "Don't worry. When everything is secured, I'll leave him. We'll be fine." Secured. That word burned itself into me. I stayed calm. I went to work. I cooked dinner. I smiled when spoken to. On the surface, I was the same. Underneath, something methodical awakened. I contacted my lawyer, quietly transferred assets, revised beneficiaries, removed my name from every loan, every obligation, every structure they fed on. They didn't notice. Betrayers rarely look at the person they're draining, they only look at what they take. I waited. Every day, pretending to be unaware while the truth solidified around me like armor. She mocked me twice that week, small jabs, casual insults. Her sisters sent snide messages in their group chat. I didn't reply. By then, detachment had fully settled into me. Cold, sharp, strategic. I was simply waiting for the final piece. It arrived on a Thursday, a photograph, sent anonymously. My wife, locked in an embrace with a man I'd never seen. Her lips on his, her hands on his waist. The timestamp aligned perfectly with the night she claimed to be helping her sister. The truth wasn't loud. It landed with a soft, devastating clarity. I printed the evidence. 1 page, nothing more. When I handed it to her, she didn't understand at first. She stared. Her face drained slowly, like color leaking from a photograph. Where did you get this?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I simply watched her eyes widen. The moment her entire narrative collapsed. She stuttered excuses, muttered about misunderstandings, blamed alcohol, blamed loneliness, blamed stress. I said nothing. Silence is the scalpel. It cuts deeper than shouting ever could. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Her breath quickened. Her mask broke completely. And for the first time in years, I saw the truth in her eyes. Fear. Not of losing me, but of losing what she took from me. That's when the calls started. Her sister, her mother, her cousins. Messages poured in. Pleas, confusion, threats disguised as concern. Because when I told them I was removing my name from everything, reality hit them like a falling ceiling. They needed me more than they ever respected me. Then came the final insult. My daughter-in-law shouting over the phone, "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I replied with a single word: enjoy. Then I sent them photos, not as revenge, just clarity. The villa in Switzerland, the one none of them knew existed. My retreat, my escape, my life before them. 71 missed calls followed. I let them ring. The house feels quieter now, not peaceful, just honest. She stands in the doorway sometimes, eyes swollen, waiting for me to speak, to yell, to beg. I don't. Silence is my final language. What she destroyed was never the cake, never the marriage. It was the illusion I once held of her. Now, with the truth laid bare, the only thing I feel is this: freedom wrapped in ice. I walk past her, keys in hand, suitcase rolling behind me. No goodbye, no forgiveness. Just a quiet thought as I leave for the airport. Some losses are escape routes in disguise.